We're gonna play this game. Worst game I've ever played, but people find it funny, so yeah, sure. I beat the game twice because I'm just that amazing, but I haven't played it in about two or 3 months probably. So let's see if I can still beat it. Pause. Okay, well. I feel like my sensitivity's too high. This will be better. Okay, well. So stop. If I can just throw myself over this.
There's no feeling more
Thank you.
intense than starting over.
Shut up, Bennett,
If you
nutsack.
deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home,
Those seem to
and you
love
have to go back
festivals.
after
They're
spending an hour in the
bro.
commute. If you won some money at the casino, and then put all your winnings on red, but
I
it
think
came
I'm
up
gonna
black.
do like 10-minute videos.
If you got your
for
best
each
shirt
time,
dry cleaned
maybe.
before a wedding,
See how far I
and then
can make it in
immediately
10
dropped
minutes.
food
Oh
on it.
my god.
If you won an argument with a friend,
But I get really mad.
and then later
I might not even
discovered
be able to
that they
finish
just
the
returned
game.
to their original view, starting over is harder than starting up.
God, he's annoying.
If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day,
Majestical.
then what you're about to go through might be too much.
Oh god.
Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be
Come
here.
on. There we go.
Alright,
Come on.
thanks for coming
there.
with me on this
Look
trip.
at that. It's
And I'll understand if you have to take a break at any
Look how
point.
far I am.
Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
We're just gonna
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002
Sexy
titled
Hiking.
Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious
My
Czech
God,
designer
please.
who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and
Dude, I could
unfriendly to
speedrun
gain much of a
this
following.
game.
They're built
Anyone
more
that
for the
hates
joy
me,
of building them than
or
as polished
like a hater,
products.
Screw you if you think I'm bad at this.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the
Don't
perfect
screw me. I
embodiment
only
of a B
screw my
game.
wife.
It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time.
Come on.
In it,
There
your
we
task is
go.
simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor.
Look
No
at
amount of
that.
forward progress
Oh
is
my God.
guaranteed.
Ah!
Some cliffs are too
Sorry.
sheer or too
I have
slippery,
the mic really close to my
and the player is
mouth. I have, like,
constantly,
really bad
unremittingly in danger of falling and losing
quality. 'Cause I don't
everything.
have like an actual microphone yet. I kind of just have like a mic.
Anyway, when you start Sexy
The headset,
Hiking,
yeah.
you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an
Okay.
hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits
Jesus
of your
Christ.
reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and
I
over.
don't know how to
And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise.
again.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
God. Okay. Don't get mad.
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely
Be
frustrating.
if I do post this.
But I'm not sure Jazuo
Um,
intended to make a frustrating game. The
this
frustration
my
is just
first YouTube
essential to
video in
the
a
act of
while,
climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a
hit
game
more
about
puberty
climbing.
since last time I
A funny thing
showed
happened
my
to me
voice.
as I was
Jesus
building
Christ,
this
does he
mountain.
ever shut up?
I'd have an
Talking
idea for a
about
new
this
obstacle,
ever.
and I'd build it, test it,
I don't even know if
and it would
how
usually turn out to be
good y'all
unreasonably hard.
Y'all, I sound
But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault, as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary
There
mountains
we
build
go.
themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
Bennett Foddy is just so
When you're building a video game world, you're
such a
building with
good,
ideas.
such a good person.
And that can be like working with quickset
It's
cement.
kind of lame.
You mold your
I already
ideas
beat
into a
the
certain
game,
shape
and
that
I'm
can be
playing
played
it
with.
now.
And in the process of
But,
playing with
like,
them, they begin to harden
I haven't played
and
in a while, so
set
it's
until they're
basically like my
immutable,
first
like
time,
rock.
except I just know roots.
And at that point, you can't
I could've
change the
skipped
world.
this thing
Not
I
without
just did,
breaking it
but
into pieces and starting
take me
fresh with
longer
new
than
ideas.
actually doing it normally.
For years now, people have been
There we
predicting that
go.
games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects,
Oh my god.
bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context. And once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage.
Okay, well, my mouse.
In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds.
This is where I always mess up.
Over time, we've poured more and more
hardly
refuse
ever
into
make
this
it
vast
past
digital
the
landfill that we call the
orange
internet.
You'll
It now
see
vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture.
There
B
we go.
games, B movies, B music, B philosophy.
movies. Do you like jazz?
Maybe
See,
this is
oh
what
my
digital
God.
culture is.
That's my
A monstrous
mouse having
mountain
the
of
best
trash, the ash heap of
Doesn't
creativity's
understand what to
fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite,
I'm begging.
and unsorted.
See, look, that's what I'm talking about. Just mess me up.
There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic
God
failed
Christ.
GIFs, Russian dashcam vids,
Ever
discussions of
quiet.
McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled,
Oh no.
muddled,
Okay, there we go.
rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for
there we
about
go.
6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content
So annoying
that's
for
gentle,
him.
that
He's
lets
got
you
such a
churn
nice
through
voice.
it but not earn it.
He
Why
sounds
make
like a
something
very nice
demanding
guy, but
if it
he's
just gets piled up in the
so annoying.
landfill, filed in with the bland things?
Come on. I just tried
When
recording
games were
a video
new,
earlier,
they wanted a
and I
lot
recorded
from you.
5 seconds,
Daunting
and I
you,
was 40
taunting you,
minutes into
resetting and delaying
the
you.
video.
Players played
So you video?
stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to turn him down. Okay, well now I can hear him. Okay,
Baseball bat.
there. Put him like right there.
Now I know,
Down.
most likely you're
Throw.
watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up.
Not even 10 views.
That's culture too.
Whoop. Whoop.
But on the other
Okay, see what I'm talking about? He just wants to be
saying
gay
trash is
until he does
disgusting,
it.
But maybe it doesn't
Whoop.
have to be encouraged.
Whoop.
What's the feeling? Are
Whoop.
you stressed? I guess you don't
Whoop.
hate it. You got this
Whoop.
This is what I'm talking about. Jesus.
underrated.
Okay. We're just gonna have to
An orange is sweet,
Whoop.
juicy fruit.
see. Oh my god.
That's not how
Thank
I
God I caught myself. Because I'm just so smart like that.
It's grapefruit. It's licorice.
I don't think I'll be able to make it past it. Boom boom. Okay.
Whoop. Whoop.
There we go.
Oh.
Look at that. Okay, it's probably gonna be my last time to be able to make this jump. So let's make it worth it. I just moved my whole mouse pad. It's annoying. That's fine. Okay, well, kill myself. Jesus Christ.